A new live spot, new camera, new setup, all kinds of stuff going on around here. I'm so excited. Okay, now I'm trying to go live on my other socials because when you start going live, okay, it doesn't just like give you the opportunity to just go live on one tool across all channels. So I'm on YouTube and LinkedIn through a tool called Restream, and I can do 2 platforms for free. But I don't have a key for Instagram or TikTok, so you have to have a certain amount of followers to get the key for TikTok and Instagram. So now I have a phone that's going live on TikTok right now. Yay, I'm on TikTok. And this is a live stream over here on a phone, on a device. And then Instagram, I have even less opportunity because it's harder on Instagram. You have to have like 1,000 followers, I think. And so I don't have 1,000 followers. Well, no, I do on Instagram. You only need like 200 on TikTok, luckily. And then most of my followers, most of you guys are on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where most of my peeps are at, because coming from corporate, I've met a lot of you in person over the last 20 years. But TikTok is crushing it with the lives, getting more creators on live. And so that's what I'm teaching owners of businesses how to do, whether you're a small business owner, a service provider, or a creator. This is my new my pivot into helping you figure out how to monetize your expertise. And I was pitching for an article on Forbes last week. We'll see. I'm building out my thought leadership and my expertise through PR. And that's not my expertise. I'm not a PR person. I'm an advertising person. That's my background. I spent 20 years in corporate working in New York, LA, Detroit, in every single industry, pretty much running paid ads. And what I have figured out through this transition into small business ownership is the fundamental pieces that I have to help people with that I've learned in corporate from managing hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, we as small businesses obviously do not have hundreds of millions of dollars to spend on ads, but we don't need that. And in fact, in today's world of social media, we have an opportunity that has never existed before. Okay, this is what is called the interest economy. Isn't that weird? Like, everybody's got these terms, these things that are going around, but it's true. This is our opportunity, everyone. This is where we get to really stand out and be different and make a splash and really be able to break through right now that we've never had before. Okay, this is like, think early days of the internet. Okay, early days where you say, oh, well, I didn't start out early, so I can't be a creator, or I didn't break through the 2020 when we were sitting in a pandemic. Okay, if you were a creator, you did pretty well. Okay, good for you. I wish I would have done it. Didn't do it then. That was an opportunity to really break through. Now, 2026, this is one of those again. So they're calling it the interest economy, interest reach, where essentially we have an opportunity as creators to break through because the social platforms change their algorithms again. And like, what does that mean? It just means that when you create content, it's being served to people who are interested in what you're talking about. So you actually have an opportunity to get way more reach because it's no longer about like follower count, where you say, oh, I don't have 2 million followers, so I'm never going to break through. That was true. And it was becoming a game of like, let me pay for more followers. And the more followers I can pay for, the opportunity is there. And that's the way the systems used to be built. Nowadays, 2025, 2026, with the rise of TikTok and the absolute catapulting of that platform, Meta changed their platform to be similar to TikTok, where the interest-based economy is here. So make content about what you like to talk about anything that you're interested in, and people who are interested in that can find you. So it's going to push out your content more, the more to the people who are interested in what you have to talk about. So what am I here to talk about? Why would you be interested in my content? My content is about helping you make more money, help women specifically, love guys, but women specifically. We have a harder time asking for money. We have a harder time building funnels. We have a harder time understanding how to leverage people into more money because we feel we just have that more nurture aspect, right? We have more of that caretaking. We want to help you. I want to help you. And I do. I want to help you. But I also want to make money. And I want to help you make more money. And through these tactics like marketing and advertising and PR, right? These terms that feel insurmountable, they feel heavy, they feel like not possible. I'm hoping to break that down into easy to digest steps so that I can help you make more money. So today I want to first talk about packaging. And what is that, Rhiannon? Like packaging. That sounds like such a big word. I see blank stares come over people's faces when I say that. So I have to work on how I package that or just help educate. So packaging is how are you packaging your offers so that people can buy? And for small businesses, for creators, for those of us that are trying to build something, I think that this is very hard for us because we're not taught this. This is never taught in school. This is never taught in college. But packaging, offer levers, and buyer psychology, and getting people in the door, right? So one of the things that we're learning a lot about is getting people into your ecosphere, into your buying by an intro offer. And then how do you structure that intro offer to then up level people into your next offer, into your high ticket offer, or from that intro to something bigger. The reason is because, like I just started this out talking about the interest economy, we are also in a trust recession. So that is going to get worse. That is not going to get better because, hi Molly, I see Molly on Instagram. Hi. I with the trust economy, it's going to get worse. Okay, people are not going to trust that I'm real. Hi, I'm real. I'm not AI. Maybe that's going to be like a new thing, right? Like it's kind of right. Like a cop has to say they're a cop. If you ask them directly to their face, "Are you a cop?" They have to say that they are, like out of ethics. At least that was always how it was growing up. Well, now we have to say, "I'm not AI," to clarify. This is not an AI bot. I am a real person, and the AI is going to get worse before we start getting better on understanding what's human versus what is AI. So in the trust recession, this is again an opportunity for humans to start breaking through, making more content, being more real, writing more blogs or Substacks, right? This is the opportunity that we have now to start building. So that goes back to packaging. Packaging is talking about how are you taking people from that initial offer, buying something little from you, getting a little bit of trust. Okay, what is that small thing that somebody can buy and feel like, okay, now I trust them, I understand what they do, and then I'm interested in the next thing. And then I can trust that is what I need, and then I'm going to buy into the next thing. Okay, so that is an offer ladder. Like you're climbing up the ladder from that intro ticket offer to the higher ticket offer. So how you package each of those has to be clear, so that people understand, okay, I'm going to buy into this, and then I'm going to get this, and then I'm going to get this. My biggest like ew about this that I've seen is very like, what are they called? MMM, multi-level market, MLM. Okay, how many of you know what an MLM is? Okay, multi-level marketing, okay, has existed for like forever. But essentially you buy something, you buy product, right? And then you sell that product, and then you get a team underneath you, and then you make a commission off of what they sell, and then they get a team underneath them, and then it makes a pyramid. Okay, that's multi-level marketing. It can feel scammy when people are trying to sell offers this way. Okay, offer ladders can feel like MLMs. They can feel scammy. They can feel like somebody's hiding something. And so I want to make sure that when I'm teaching people or explaining to them how to package their offers, from getting people to trust you to that higher ticket offer, this is not that. This is not that scammy feeling. Okay. Let me give you an example. So I went to a in-person event, and I paid money to go to the event. So they got me, in. They got me to trust them with that first step. I go to the event, and it's a great event, right? I feel inspired, I feel motivated, I feel all these things. Then they get you into the next event, right? Now, I will be doing the same thing. I want to be having events in LA. I want to get people here. Maybe I'll do them other places, but for right now, LA, because that's where I live, events in LA. And yeah, I'm going to talk about what I sell. I'm going to talk about my communities. I'm going to talk about my academy. I'm going to talk about that offer ladder, because that's what I'm teaching people how to do. And I'm going to have one. I do have one. I have an offer ladder. I've been doing offer ladders for the last 3 years, and it works. Okay. It really works, because that first offer gets people to know, like, and trust you and see the true value of what you bring. So when I was selling high ticket offers, done for you services, I had my intro offer, which was $800, and my $800 then sold into my $10,000 package. Okay. Sold that for 3 years. And I learned a ton about it and how to teach people how to do it. I have just since realized, and I'm pivoting more away from that, because the done for you services for me personally is not my zone of genius. And I'm glad I did it and I learned a ton, but that's not my core thing that I know how to do. I would rather help more people know how to do this at a lower price point. And also, I don't know. It's like I like teaching. That's what I like to do. I always joked I would have been a teacher if it had paid more money, but I went into advertising because it felt secure, it felt safe, it felt like that's going to give me some sort of security. And as we're all learning about corporate, that's not true, right? It's hard. It's just as much of a gamble that you're going to get laid off, or a client's going to leave, or there's not a job opportunity for you, just as much as starting your own business and trying to clamor for clients and building this whole thing. So in this world of me owning my own business, I'm building something that's mine. And I want to help other people who are building something that's theirs to get to those next levels, and teaching them these things. And I learned these things through corporate, but I've also learned that through helping small businesses and being a small business. So what was my point? Packaging your products to get people to trust you in a small ticket offer, moving them up the ladder, but not being scammy. Okay. I saw this experience of being at this event, selling in the next offer, hurry, sign up. There's only so many seats at the next thing. And then knowing that the next thing was a big jump in money and investment. So it's like, they didn't clearly say, like, I'm going to offer this, and then I'm going to offer this, and then it's going to be this up here. And I don't know why, but I mean, for me, you guys tell me, okay, like, leave a comment and tell me, like, doesn't that feel scammy? Doesn't that feel like, what is the point here? What are you trying to get at? Right? So I am all about, the trust economy is going to be about being clear in what your offers are, being upfront about how much this costs. So this is how much it costs right now. And I will clearly say, this is what it costs right now. This could go up in 3 months. It could go up in 6 months. And I certainly hope I'm charging more for this in a year. Shouldn't we all? Shouldn't we all want to charge more for what we're doing in a year than we are right now? Yeah. So I think as long as we're all upfront about this is what the price is and this is what it's this is the ladder, I think people appreciate that. I think that's the trust economy. I think that's what people want is the clarity of, yeah, I'd like to just dip my toe in with you. I'd like to just do a small offer and see how that goes and see if I like you. And then, yeah, I'll buy the next thing. And then let me see how that goes. How does that feel? Okay, and then I'll buy the next thing. Right. And so, how we package those offers and make them clear for people is going to get us what we're looking for. That's going to get us the clients. That's going to get us the pipeline. Okay, that's going to get us more return business and repeat customers. Okay, now a word that I just used in there is pipeline. And pipeline is something that we talked about in sales like all the time. How many of you like heard this a million times? And some of you are like, well, what the fuck are you talking about? Pipeline, Rhiannon. Working in sales, I did sales for about 7 years, and I honestly loved it. It is like, it's hard, but it's competitive. And my little like gambling brain, like really thrived in that. So I would build these like pipeline charts and look at like the year going out, and I would like, how do I say it? Like project out what would happen. Okay, so let's say I close this deal, and then I'm going to get that $20,000 commission check. And then with that commission check, I'm going to do this with that. So, okay, but what if I don't win that client? Okay, let's say I win this client. Okay, this potential RFP is this much money, and then I can get this much of a commission check, right? So I would play with this like calculator that I built at night when I was just like sitting there watching TV, just being like, ooh, this is exciting. Okay, and this little calculator got me all like jazzed up to go to work the next day to be like, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know exactly what I'm going to go after because I can see the pipeline and where the money is going to be coming from and which clients I should prioritize because of which clients are going to bring in what amount of money. Okay, and that calculator is something I'm building out for my clients also. And I want everyone to be able to see that money and get excited because having that pipeline and seeing people coming in is what's going to kind of keep us going, right? Like keep us motivated, being like, okay, let's go. What's the next thing? So a way you can do that yourself is start to look at your offers, your intro offer, right? Your middle offer and your third offer. Or let's say you even have 2 offers. Make it easy for yourself. You have an intro offer and you have a high ticket offer. Let's say you have just those 2. The more intro offers you sell, right, the more likely someone's going to upsell. So if you make that your main goal and you say, okay, if my $800 offer is going to convert at a 30%, how many 800s do you need to sell to make the money that you want for that year? And then that becomes your goal. Your goal becomes how many $800 can I sell this year? You see what I'm saying? So like that, the packaging of your offer then correlates to what is that main objective you're going to spend your time doing so that you're converting people into that offer that you want. Okay. So I have what's called a vitality calculator, and it really helps break this down where we look at how much money do you want to make in the next year? What's your good, your better, and your best? And then you take that number and you go, okay, that is how much I want to be making this next year. How many $800 do I need to sell? If theoretically I'm then converting that at 30%. Does that make sense? Maybe not. If not, I am launching officially this week a free circle community for right now. I don't know if I'm going to have the circle community for free for very long. So see, I'm being upfront, my trust economy. I don't know that this circle community is going to be free for very long, but right now it's going to be free in the lobby. And I'm going to offer the vitality calculator for free in the lobby of my circle community. And I will be putting that link in my bio. I would like you all to join. And once you kind of get into the lobby, you'll be able to get access to this vitality calculator. And then I'm going to be doing once a month Q&As. So you actually get to get on a webinar with me and ask me questions. So instead of me just being live talking about specific things, topics each and every week, this will be a once a month opportunity for you to come ask me questions. And so you can do that. I have had an amazing time learning how to go live across all my platforms. So as I'm wrapping up my live session for this Monday, I will sort of reiterate. I am trying all this out live as a newer creator. So I don't have one of those like one stream tools that I can like attach all my socials to and stream from one channel. I'm not there yet. Okay. And a lot of my people that I'm talking to aren't there yet either. So what I've done is I have one phone streaming live on Instagram. Hi, Instagram. Yay. I've got so people I know are showing up on my Instagram. Thank you. Thank you, Molly. She said I crushed it. See, this is so great. I love having the feedback. So I'm live on Instagram here on this channel, on this phone, because I have over 1,000 followers on Instagram. Amazing. I love it. I'm live on a separate phone over here on TikTok. Hi, TikTok. Because I qualified as having over 200 followers. Each tool is different around here, guys. Okay, so 200 followers on TikTok, but I have a whole other phone over here going for TikTok. Hi, TikTok people. And TikTok's wild. They got lots of promotions and you do these things. They gamify it. You can win all these things on TikTok, going live on TikTok. And then I have my computer over here going live on this tool called Restream. Some of you can see a little thing up here, Restream. And I can go live on YouTube and LinkedIn right now on this tool. So as I grow each platform, I could eventually just go live through Restream. And it takes hours, it takes practice, it takes all of these things, and I just got to keep doing it. So I will say that's my one takeaway to anyone watching this stream today, anyone coming to my social media this week. Just try one thing and do it. If you give yourself a commitment of once a month, even once a week, if you can. My big thing I tell all my clients is don't sit and freeze. Don't sit in the freeze. And I say that as most of the United States right now is freezing cold. But what I mean is don't just be so afraid of doing that you don't do anything. It's more about the doing, the practicing, the getting better at it as time goes on. And I'll get better at this. You'll get better at this. But right now, again, we're in an interest economy, an interest media, and the attention is going to people who are interested in your content, and you have a real opportunity to break through right now in 2026. So take advantage, make the content, push it out there, and just keep going. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great Monday, and look for my circle lobby, and I'll see you all next week. Bye. Bye. Yay. Okay. Now I have to end these streams. I'm ending over there. Okay. Bye, TikTok. Bye, TikTok. Okay. How do I get on here? Okay. Let's see. Great. And over here. Bye. If I can get it to figure out where I end.